Hi, and welcome back to Fan Talk. Today we are going to talk about another war movie coming
Another
out.
war movie, yeah.
Yeah, Pearl Harbor 2. No, realistically, this is actually going to be Midway,
Yeah.
which covers the turning point battle of the War of the Pacific from the Second World War.
And this movie, kind of like Pearl Harbor, has a lot of meaning to me because I actually had a family member who was in Pearl Harbor, and I had a family member who was in the Battle of Midway.
Okay.
So
Different family members?
Yes,
Okay.
different family members. My mother's grandfather was in the Battle of Midway.
Okay.
My mother's father, my grandfather, and then on the other side of the family. I had a grandfather who fought the Japanese in the Battle of Bougainville, and then I have his brother who was in the Battle of Pearl Harbor. So it's kind of interesting because you find out these people that were in these epic battles, parts of history. It's kind of interesting. So
My connection on that is my great grandfather was in the Royal Army.
yeah,
Was evacuated from Dunkirk.
okay,
After some R&R back home, was dispatched to Southeast Asia, where he ended up in a Japanese POW camp in Singapore for 4 years.
ooh, no good.
Came back home.
Yeah, you made it home. That's
Lived his late 80s.
yeah.
So, but yeah, that's when I went over to Singapore a couple of years ago, and one of the little things I managed to sneak off, and I've managed to find the POW camp, which is now a museum.
Yeah.
That was really kind
That
of
is super cool. That's super cool. A little bit of history, like with stuff like that, it's really exciting to me. It's like next year, I'm really planning. Me and my brother are going to do a hunting trip in Alaska, and it's really cool because my grandfather, he was in Midway. He actually helped build the highway through Alaska, and
Okay.
so I'm excited to go back there. And it's like this is something my family built. And who is, it's really hard sometimes that people forget these people who were just people like you and me, but how important these men really were because they were part of something that was so big. And like we kind of forget how big it was, how much the world had actually changed.
I mean, basically, as far as World War II and tying it back into the movie, which we'll start up here in a second, World War II is basically restarting the clock on the world because everything changed.
Everything changed,
War
yeah, and how the world ended up because of that.
We're still experiencing to this day.
To this day, yeah, it could have been a whole different story.
Yeah, in a number of different ways. All right, let's check out Midway.
Yeah, this has to start off with
This starts with Pearl.
Pearl Harbor, yeah.
There's no love story with Josh Hartnett.
The situation in the Pacific is far worse than reported.
Pearl Harbor is the greatest intelligence failure in American history.
Reset! First!
The Japanese are planning something bigger.
So what's the target?
We believe it's Midway.
Washington disagrees.
Washington is wrong.
Today we're gonna be underdogs. Today we prove the American Navy isn't a joke.
Some people in it. Woody Harrelson.
Remember this moment for the rest of your life.
Midway.
It's so good.
I'm looking forward to that one.
Yeah.
November 8th.
Yeah, that's going to be a good one right there. I'm excited about both of the war movies coming out this year.
Yeah,
They both-
1917 being the other one.
Yeah, they both look fantastic. I'm going to see both those probably opening weekend.
Yeah.
So,
Well, yeah, Midway, if they gotten our carriers in that battle, then it would have, I wouldn't say it'd been over, but it would have been a much longer war.
yeah.
But that battle proved the carriers are the capital ship of fighting.
Yeah.
They're the most important ones.
Oh, yeah.
And destroyers, And battleships, no, not so much.
No.
They're good for support, but not for the
Well,
main.
air superiority. I mean, it was not believed that air superiority was important as
Big guns.
big guns and naval superiority. And what we found is that the big enough Navy ship with airplanes is the way to go.
Yeah, that's been the way it's been since.
And that's the way it's been ever since. I mean, all the ground battles, we always have the air people go in first, and they bomb the crap out of everybody. If you control the skies, you control the war.
Yeah.
So.
And Midway was as much of an aerial battle as it was a naval battle.
Naval battle. Mm-hmm.
And it had to do a lot with, element of surprise, keeping some carriers out of sight until it was time to bring them in, drawing in their carriers. I mean, it was a very interesting battle to kind of read up on.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to seeing how much the movie devotes to that versus just a few battle scenes. And also, you saw the original Pearl Harbor trailer back in the day, and they showed obviously the cool stuff, but then there's this massive storyline that they added on to it as well.
Yeah,
and
which is fine.
Which is fine. I enjoyed the movie for what it was. I mean, but this one I'm looking forward to seeing how much of it is just directly just about the battle and
how much of the intelligence and stuff is real. Like, I mean, there's talk about the intelligence fail of Pearl Harbor. There wasn't a lot of talk on how much of that was allowed to happen versus what actually happened.
And that's never been
proven.
Shown one or the other, but
it's been highly speculated. And
I'm on the side, though, if they knew it could have happened and let it happen to get America into the war. I don't have a whole lot of problems with that.
No, and also
given how it turned out.
Also, you have to think about if it had to do with necessarily just getting America into the war, as much as it had to do with letting them know that we can break their codes, and that was the big thing.
Yeah, because you can't give that away at all.
Like the Enigma was gotten years, before the war ended. They knew about how to break that code, which an excellent movie they did about that with
Benedict
Cumberbatch. It's really a tragic story, honestly, but the great movie.
Tragic story, but they redeemed it in the end. The movie was a great redemption on it too, and also he was posthumously pardoned.
Which was great. But they broke the code, but they couldn't save everybody, because then they would know that the code was compromised and they would change it.
That's an unfortunate fact of war.
And that is an unfortunate fact of war and intelligence in general. That's why, I mean, from somebody who's been in the military and served, I'll tell you that the computers and things are great, but the information, the information you get from people on the ground, human intelligence will always be important. And unfortunately, whenever you're gathering intel and you're figuring things out, and that's world of intelligence, that sometimes sacrifices have to be made. That's the gritty truth of war. So
on that note, though, I am very much looking forward to this movie.
Yes,
I'm curious to see also how much of it at the beginning, if it's just like the opening is Pearl, just kind of just to set the stage, and then the rest of it's about the build up to Midway.
Or if it's going to have a lot more from here to there.
Yeah, there's a lot of questions on it, and I'm looking forward to all of it.
Oh yeah, it looks like it's going to be a lot of fun. Any of those realistic air battles, and God, just the sheer money they have to spend to have a movie with all that in there.
This does look better than Battleship.
D3. How do you make a movie about a freaking board game? Okay.
We can't end any better than that. So please remember to like and subscribe. We'll see you next time.